MLB The Show tips, we got roster predictions, but first, one big piece of news straight from developers. I've learned that roster updates are going to move from their normal Monday mornings to Friday mornings starting this week. Yes, Friday, May the 6th, we're going to get roster updates coming out on Friday mornings. That's still going to happen with the new packs dropping on Fridays. The market's going to go crazy. Do you like it? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Tell me what you want down below. What this also means is my roster predictions, instead of the Thursday night and you have all weekend to watch, you're gonna have to watch on Tuesday or Wednesday. We're gonna figure that out. I'll let you guys know on Twitter at MLB The Show _tips. So follow me there, watch here, make sure you're subscribing, and let's get right into roster predictions for Friday, May 6th, starting with catcher, ending with reliever. Wellington Castillo, first up, a +3. This is the same roster prediction I gave last week. Well, he's still hitting .293, and now he has 7 home runs on the year. He deserves an upgrade. Let's go over to first base. Victor Martinez, +1, 5 home runs, a sizzling .345 average, a little more contact against righties, possibly a bump in power. Chris Carter, +3. I had Carter as an upgrade candidate last week. He didn't get it, but I still believe he's in for a nice one, hitting .280, 9 home runs. The power's there, a little better average than usual. He's for real, and this could be a breakout year as a Brewer. Over in Minnesota, Byung-Ho Park, I could see him getting a +2. Everyone expected some home runs. He's hit 3 of them the last week. Now over to second base, you guys are going to see a lot of familiar faces from last week who did not get upgrades, but I believe more than ever that Jose Altuve is in for some kind of upgrade. I give him a +2 this week. That's up from last week. I'm more convinced because the power upgrade has to come. He's hitting home runs. He's already got the elite speed and contact. It's coming, guys. Speaking of second baseman, Robinson Cano, +2. What do you know? Robbie Cano, still red hot, 9 home runs early in the season. Look for power increases there. And Ian Kinsler, +1, is on pace to tie his career high of 32 home runs. He's also hitting .317. Now, I know he's older. I don't know if he can keep that up, but nevertheless, he deserves an upgraded +1. And Daniel Murphy, also a guy who's only an 80 overall, but he's hitting .382. I think better average, better contact, +3. Over to third base, Nolan Arenado, I could see a +2. 11 home runs with an average over 300. His fielding already makes him really elite in the game, and this guy could be one of the highest rated players in the game very soon. Nick Castellanos, +3. He continues to rake against righties with a .420 average. This is a silver budget beast in the making because he's got huge splits between righties and lefties, which will keep his overall down, but he'll be very useful for some of you guys. In Arizona, Brandon Drury, +6. He's got 4 home runs over the last week, and he's raised his average to about .320. His 68 overall is about to take a big leap forward. Manny Machado at shortstop would get a +1. Yes, I said Manny Machado at shortstop. I know he's a third baseman right now, but with the injury to JJ Hardy, the Orioles have played him there this week instead of third. And so if developers move him to shortstop and you actually edit his primary position, he goes up +1 to a 95 overall. Now, what does that mean? That's 2 overall points higher than Troy Tulowitzki at 93. So Machado will be the best shortstop of any live series player, and that's the same overall as Cal Ripken Jr.'s 95. I'd even argue Machado would be better than Ripken and flashback prime Jimmy Rollins because Machado hits better against righties, also combines him with his elite defense. So I'd put Manny only behind the 2 flashback shortstops of A-Rod if he gets moved there. And even if he does, only expect him to stay at shortstop for about a few weeks. Trevor Story, +1, more contact against lefties. He's now hitting over 300 against southpaws. We could see his power go up too with the 10 home runs. I think so. Over to left field, Ryan Braun, give him a +2. He's batting like an MVP once again, hitting .372, some power as well, 5 home runs. Now, one guy who's not living up to his billing is Corey Dickerson. I think you get a -1, and where would that come from? His 91 attribute, contact against righties. He's only hitting .237 so far, but he does have some power with 5 home runs, so maybe it'll even itself out and he won't change overalls. And Michael Conforto of the Mets, I still think he deserves a nice upgrade, +3, also hitting over 300, 4 home runs. The numbers are there. Let's see the upgrade. Now, one guy missing the power and some of the stats is Adam Jones. I still think he's a -1, 200 average. In right field, Matt Kemp, maybe a +1 or even a +2. He's already got 8 home runs, so his power could go up against lefties and some against righties to go along with his good contact that he already has. David Peralta, right fielder, I think is due for a downgrade -1. Similar to Dickerson, he's not living up to that 91 contact versus righty attribute. He's only hitting .270 against them. If developers keep noticing Mark Trumbo, he could get another +2. He keeps slugging. He had a 2 home run game on Tuesday that brings his season total to 8, and his average is still .330. Upgrades should come either this week or next. I don't really need to explain a lot as we go into starting pitchers for the next 2 guys. Jake Arrieta and Chris Sale will continue to be on my upgrade candidate list for a while. Both give them a +1. We'll breeze right through those guys. Now over to one guy who could get a downgrade, Sonny Gray, -1. Command has been an issue so far in the first month of the season, and he's got a 2-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio right now. Not the best for an ace and a high gold player. Dallas Keuchel, also a downgrade candidate, -2, possibly for this guy who's been Jekyll and Hyde in his home and away stats. Overall though, he's got an ERA over 5, so a downgrade is very possible. In Detroit, Jordan Zimmerman, give him a +1. The American League Pitcher of the Month has only given up 2 earned runs in 33 innings this season. In Seattle, I'm not really sure about this downgrade possibility, but it's there. 87 overall. Iwakuma hasn't pitched great, going 0-3 this year. The record doesn't matter a whole lot in MLB The Show, but his ERA is hovering close to 5, so watch out. Philadelphia Phillies, Aaron Nola, give him a +2. This starter has 44 strikeouts and only 7 walks, so excellent ratio in his first 6 starts. And he's also showing great command, and he's only allowed 1 run in his last 3 starts. He's red hot. And there's also a pitcher in Chicago who's white hot, and that's Jose Quintana of the White Sox. He's got a +3, pitching out of his mind right now. ERA under 1.4, 15 strikeouts in his last 2 games combined, and that's against the Red Sox and Blue Jays. So really impressive starts lately for Quintana. Orioles pitcher Chris Tillman +2, 18 strikeouts in his last 2 starts, and his ERA is under 3 on the season for the Orioles. Now I got 2 Red Sox pitchers to wrap it up. Rick Porcello +2, no runs allowed in his last couple of starts, and that's dropped his ERA to under 3. And knuckleballer Stephen Wright +3, he's due for some kind of upgrade, a sharp ERA so far of under 2, but he has struggled a little with his control. 15 walks and to only 31 strikeouts. Now over to relievers. Darren O'Day has assumed the closer role while Zach Britton has been out for a couple days this week. If he does get moved to the closer position, he would jump from an 84 to an 86 just by moving the closer position, so he would go from silver to gold. That's a big impact in those paying attention to the market and price. And the Padres closer Fernando Rodney has 6 saves without giving up an earned run yet this year. Those are your roster predictions for Friday, May 6th. So remember, check your roster updates Friday morning, MLB The Show tips on Twitter and here on YouTube. Thanks for watching.